What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes on the day another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topics, tweets, videos y'all want me to talk about tomorrow? Alright you heathens, what y'all been up to this weekend? I heard y'all guys were trying to pack up Charlie this weekend. What? My boy MoistCritikal. You guys were trying to cancel my boy MoistCritikal? Yo, the Macho Man RS said Critical's response to his video misunderstanding why people were disagreeing with his take. This is one of those situations where unless you're chronically online, you have no idea what's going on. So a quick TLDR. Dude by the name of iDubbbz, the king of incels, made content back in 2016 and yeah, it wasn't that great according to him. Made a video apologizing for it, and in fact I actually released my own video on Friday responding to the apology, talking about, you know, my thoughts on his own apology because it addresses black people. Charlie, aka MoistCritikal, aka Penguin0, gave his take on it as well, saying the iDubbbz situation, followed by another video called Huge L Take. Where he basically talks about his iDubbbz situation take, and then he talks about like, well, basically his intentions in the first video and brings some clarity after receiving some harsh judgment from several people on the internet.
It's just not that big of a deal.
Yo, what the fuck, dude? It's not what's going on. He didn't say that. Why are you making it out to be like that? What the fuck? Dude, this is so bad. All right, I'm gonna call it. No matter how much Normie Jesus has cultivated a fan base of people on both sides of the political spectrum, I feel like a lot of people are gonna be rubbed the wrong way from this. There's no way. This almost feels like a Sunny V2 Ninja video at this point, where he's just like, this apology is not warranted. You're flogging yourself. You don't deserve this. Like, that's not what he's saying. He's taking ownership over some of the fucking dog shit stuff that he did, which is what men do, okay? You're an adult, you're a man, you took accountability for it, you're matured now, okay?
So yeah, Hassan, amongst lots of people on Twitter, was like, yo, MoistCritikal, Charlie, bad take, bro, L, rare Charlie L. Some people saying common Charlie L, but... So yeah, he had to make a second video basically making clarity about the subject. When I say he had to, I don't know if he literally like had to, but in that video, the first one that he made, he did get 30,000 likes compared to the 123,000 likes, which is pretty huge for Charlie. Charlie is one of like kind of the most liked people on the internet when it comes to the commentary space. Like usually he gives like reasonable takes and, you know, not too strong on any spectrum, or sometimes he does give some strong ones, but usually they're reasonable. So usually seeing that many people dislike a Charlie video is kind of like, it's not a common occurrence. And that's why he made the second video, where it still has almost like 10,000 dislikes, but that's what's happening with Charlie, and the drama that's kind of stemming off the situation from iDubbbz is Again, I already talked about the iDubbbz video itself in great detail. If you guys want to know my thoughts, it's in my previous video. But in terms of the whole thing with Charlie and the internet and getting swept up and everything, I watched the Charlie videos. I see why people's jimmies got rustled, okay? When he was talking about the situation with iDubbbz, it seems like, to me at least, Charlie was talking from a POV of a non-incel person watching content comps and using nuance. Charlie was watching iDubbbz's content as a complete normal human being. He did not get moral of the story, let's start calling black people the N-word, and he wasn't going around being a tyrant as well. However, what I think Charlie had kind of maybe failed to realize was the actual impact of iDubbbz and that whole culture back in the day. iDubbbz's content cops got millions and millions of views from stupid, edgy teenagers who were looking for reasons to be assholes. So if their god, iDubbbz himself, said, hey guys, it's completely fine for you guys to say the N-word with an ER in specific context, I guarantee you they went out there and threw those bad boys and puppies around like nobody's business, okay? Did they take the context into consideration? No, these are stupid, dumb teenagers. They're like, yay, yo, my man's just said that we can go around saying the N-word. And if they go ahead and do that around their friends who don't even watch iDubbbz, they're like, oh, hey, everyone's doing it. It was... It was a plague. It was not a good thing. Specifically, I separate like the iDubbbz N-word situation, saying the NNF word, with the content cops, where in the content cops where he was basically making fun of Leafy and Keemstar and Rice Gum. I don't really even care. These were just bullies bullying each other. That was the era of 2016 where you were just toxic, and if you were mean, and the more toxic and mean you were, the more popular you were. I don't care what happened to those people. There were no victims. Everybody involved in that situation with iDubbbz usually were just Messed up people just waiting to get like the karma that they had already deserved. It was bad juju, and all of us just sat in the back line watching everyone talk smack and try to cancel each other. It kind of is what it is. And this is the part of the video where Charlie has maybe a perhaps shifted perspective after seeing some of the replies.
Now, he did mention something that I also disagreed with initially, but after reading more, maybe I'm just too naive to really have a full grasp on it. I said that I don't think that content is indoctrinating. Meaning, I don't think him making those videos with the shock humor would lead to people thinking that all of a sudden it's okay to start using a ton of slurs, you know, in the real world or around people or in general, right? I didn't think that, but I also failed to recognize that in 2016, I was still in my 20s, which is sad to think that I'm basically a fossil now. I wasn't a child during this period, so I don't know what effect this might have had on younger viewers of his. Maybe I'm very wrong in that it did serve as like a gateway drug into racism or something. That is possible. I don't know. And that's what a lot of people did point out that I think is a great point. I was already old enough to recognize that he was never advocating for legitimate racism or bigotry or anything like that. That was never his message. But younger people may not have picked up on that.
So that was basically my point. Again, Charlie speaking from his point of view, which is a non-incel point of view, a normal person's point of view. But as you know, a lot of people who watched iDubbbz weren't normal people. I actually had this conversation. I talked to a few people on Twitter about it. When I say talk about it, it was just a couple of tweet replies on Twitter because I didn't really go into detail. But I had seen my boy Josh Blacks who had said, hey man, it's not iDubbbz's fault that dumb teenagers use his videos as a free pass to say the N-word. And then I was like, I don't know about that. Black saying, hey, I think iDubbbz made the point about the distinction between using slurs to discriminate versus in other contexts clear in his video, and it's not his fault if dumb teenagers didn't understand that, but if you disagree, I'm interested to hear your perspective on this. A healthy discussion happening on Twitter, who would have thought? My reply being his majority audience base was exactly that. Dumb teenagers. Expecting his base to understand nuance is a hefty ask, you know, telling kids, hey, it's okay to say the N-word, but you know, here's a little bit of nuance of why you should use it in specific contexts. The kids are just gonna be like, yo, we can say the N-word. Let's go. That's just literally how it's going to work when that's your younger, edgy, stupid audience. And then I said he may not have been the leader of the KKK, but I guarantee you that community and like-minded individuals approved of his message. Basically saying like, look, I'm not over here calling that iDubbbz is the racist king whatsoever. However, actual racist and bigoted people definitely flocked to his message and approved of it. Okay, I'm sure he probably got invited to the cookout. The last thing I'll say about it, someone else kind of chimed in and said, I don't really like the whole idea that he's responsible for his fans misinterpreting his message, as if he's the blame for them doing something he never told them to do. And I said, I didn't say he was the blame or, you know, for doing something to do or he needs to be held responsible. But if you're telling kids en masse that it's okay to say the N-word with context, you shouldn't be surprised if said kids and the people they hang around use it without the context, right? You should not be surprised that if this was the message that you're spewing, that when you go to any kind of event and you see your fans, you're definitely going to have a group of people out there who are basically using it however they like and being problematic, because that's what iDubbbz was somebody who would say whatever he wanted and be problematic. That's the situation. A lot of drama around this iDubbbz situation. Like whether you agree with his transformation or not, now you're on a certain stance. There's political stances. Charlie gets into it, makes a comment about it, and he's getting like packed for whatever reason. Like it's a lot of it boils down, in my opinion, to Twitter being very overdramatic. And when it comes to Charlie specifically, looking for reasons to kind of like nail him to a cross. Like, yes, sometimes Charlie makes opinions that people don't agree with. And I think we should all be freaking okay with that. But it seems to be coming to a point that if he makes any kind of opinion in a lot of the spheres, like there's got to be a group of overdramatic people who call him out and say, yo, I hate Charlie. Look at this opinion. I hate Charlie. Look at this opinion. Like, it's like eventually if you exist long enough on the internet and make enough opinions that people disagree with, you will become somehow enemy number one. You will raise the ranks. They'll keep using your L takes and they'll just stack it and stack it and stack it and stack it. And then finally one day they're going like, look at these L takes from the history of like the past 7 years. This guy is garbage doo-doo butter. Not even realizing that this man has been making takes like every single day. Like if you look at the volume of takes that someone can make, imagine being a person and just striving to make the perfect take every single time to please the most amount of people. But anyway, yeah guys, this is the Charlie iDubbbz internet being big baby rage mad situation. Let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. For the most part, 90% of what Charlie said I agree with. There's a few things that I didn't, but it wasn't even worth the rebuttal, or I addressed it already in this video. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, stop packing, Charlie, man. Come on, bro. Yeah, y'all make it seem like this man is like EDP. These people will be so mad at this guy. It's so crazy. Sorry guys, this is kind of wild, but a lot of content creators over this weekend are basically kind of like retiring or stepping away or graduating from whatever agency they have been for a very long time. There's been a lot of movement and change in the space you guys should probably know about. One of them, which being Ethan Crank Gameplays. He had said for 10 years I made videos on the internet. Crank Gameplays today, I'm making a change, smiley face. Thank you to everyone who's been here while Crank Plays was around. Same with me, just the start of a new era. Love you. So if you guys don't know, this is Ethan. This is Crank Gameplays. He's been making content forever with Markiplier. He actually did Unis Honest. He was the second half of it, and he was recently on Creator Clash. Just a content creator all around. But it seems like he's retiring his channel.
I'm not gonna be going as Crank Gameplays anymore. I'm doing a big ol' rebrand. I think since the channel was created, because it has gameplays in the name, it's always inherently like pigeonholed me a little bit, where I've felt like people expect gaming content, obviously, because it is a gaming channel and it has gaming in the name.
It's a rebrand. He's not deleting his channel, but he is making content that's more relatable to him as a person, Ethan Nestor. So basically a huge rebrand. He's going to be streaming a lot more often as well. In terms of the whole name thing, I completely understand it. I do know there is a person, his name is Mudahar, aka Some Ordinary Gamers. He has gamers in his name, but he does not game on his channel. So I don't think that had to hold you back, but my man's wanted to do a rebrand and is curious to see how. It's kind of like if I was like, hey guys, I'm done making videos as Omni. I'm now going to do it as me, Steven, which is, it can create a new different identity to the channel. But yeah, I think he's just trying to separate himself from his old self and come out with a new shell of his new self. And I wish Ethan very good luck in that process. But also another super huge update. CryptoNan said Pokimane, she's graduating from offline TV. Never thought I'd see the day. They've been around for a very long time. Offline TV had tweeted, today we congratulate one of our founding members, Pokimane LLL, for graduating from offline TV. I think it's Imane or Imane. Pokey has been a pillar of OTV since it formed in 2017. It's 2023. That's 6 years. I remember. Oh my God.
So basically, I don't know. I don't like the term like leaving OTV. It sounds so dramatic and exaggerated. Basically, as we said in the video, I felt like it was becoming really, really hard for me to continue to be a full-time OTV member. I feel like I'll always be a part of the OTV family, especially living in LA. We can always do things together. As for ownership and stuff, I think that's things that I don't want to speak to on my own. If OTV wanted to publicize ownership details, then I think we should do that as a group. So are you still a part of OTV in a way? Yeah. When I announced it to everybody. You know when you're freaking mad at yourself for being emotional? I'm a bad bitch! What? You know, it's been a really, really, really good run. And yeah, I'm just someone who's like, I like to chase new things and try new things. But it felt bad trying to do that and having like 1 foot in OTV, 1 foot out. Like, that's just not fair, right?
Oh yeah, that's just Pokimane being ambitious. She was been doing a lot of things outside of OTV, and she feels like kind of like she's having a hard time sticking with the activities that is OTV, but also doing the things that she wants to do, because then it's like, yeah, she's balancing both and she's having a hard time. So she's decided to part ways. And the last, but probably the most unexpected departure that I'd see on any kind of YouTuber base is LinusTechTips saying new video, he is stepping down. Where do you step? Why is everyone? I know, it's interesting, right? Because the whole age of the YouTube space was like at one point, in the beginning 10 years ago, nobody was kind of like corporations. But now you've got like people like LinusTechTips with like millions and millions of subscribers. He's a guy that basically talks about tech tips and PCs and breaks them down, and one of the biggest that ever done it. And now he's saying that he is stepping down, I believe, not as an actual creator, but potentially as a CEO or the owner of his own channel. He might be passing it off. I don't know the details. Let's kind of look into it really fast.
Most successful companies eventually outgrow the leadership of their founders, and it looks like my time is now. Effective July 1st, 2023, after 10 wild and very eventful years, I will be stepping down as CEO of Linus Media Group, Creator Warehouse, and Floatplane Media. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I'm gonna try to answer them all here. Like, why now? What's gonna happen to the channels in the lab? And if not you, who's gonna be around to tell us about our sponsor? The Ridge!
No! He got me. I got to take notes. That was a masterful sponsorship transition. Thanks to this Dexerto article, we have a bit of a summary. It said here in the video, he explained he is not retiring from the company as a whole, despite a $100 million offer to do so. But is instead taking on a different role. Starting on July 1st, Linus's new position will be the Chief Vision Officer, helping with creative direction while still appearing on camera as much as fans have grown to expect. This kind of sounds like Elon Musk, who stepped down as CEO, but he's still going to be around probably doing Elon Musk thing. Apparently his managerial responsibilities as a CFO will be handed down to Taryn Tong, who was Linus's former boss when he worked under NCIX. Another point that you probably need to know is that additionally, Linus and his wife Yvonne are still sole shareholders and directors of the company, ensuring that it has not been purged out by a bigger corporate entity. So this isn't something where LinusTechTips basically sells out and now corporations are running the channel and all the quality goes up. They still own what they have made. But yeah, Linus stepping away from the CEO position, but still going to be around. I'm just gonna let y'all know. Somebody comes over and offers $100 million for my channel. I love y'all, but I gotta say deuces, okay? I gotta take that back. I would love for this channel to one day grow and big and become a company type as thing and an empire, that would be worth as much. And if it did, then that point, nah, I'd say no. But I'm just saying, look, if there's an investor who sees potential in this channel right now growing to that point and they offer me $100 million now, woo! We'll have to take that bad puppy. We'll move over to Twitch, okay? So this really sucks. Skittles and a lot of you guys want me to talk about this, but it was reported over the weekend that Hank Green has cancer. Oh, this is Hank Green. Okay, he's part of the Vlogbrothers. This YouTube channel has 3.6 million subscribers. Yeah. And yeah, man, he made this video. It's trending now, number 32, but it was 2 days ago. It's already at 6 million views. And he said, so I've got cancer, man. God damn it, dude. I've already lost a good friend to cancer this year, and I mean we've all, I think, kind of been victims to this stupid disease where we've lost a lot of important people way too soon, man.
Good morning, John. So there have been a bunch of times over the last few weeks when this has become more and more real. This is the big one, though. So I noticed that my lymph nodes were big. I talked to my doctor. She says probably nothing. We'll send you in for an ultrasound. Got an ultrasound. The tech in the ultrasound room was like, I'm gonna go get a doctor. That's not what you want to have happen. She was great, the tech, and so was the doctor. And they were like, this looks like it could be suspicious for lymphoma, and we'll get you in for a biopsy. And then I took the order for the surgery and like the paperwork down to the surgery office, and I gave it to the woman at the window, and she's like, ooh, hand delivery. And I was like, well, yeah, the surgery's tomorrow. And she's like, oh, procrastinator. And I was like, well, no, it just got scheduled just now. And then like her eyes changed. It's like when you're in the American healthcare system, you don't expect things to move quick. Like that's not what it does. No, that's not what it looks like. And then when it starts to get a little bit efficient,
it gets kind of scary.
It's actually quite disconcerting. I've seen that so many times, and it doesn't look like that. What's happening right now?
This seems to be his most recent update. He said he had a meeting with his oncologist on Friday, and my PET scan looked very encouraging. All the signs of disease are in, quote, 2 adjacent nodal clusters with no involvement of organs outside of the lymph nodes, which is Oh God, please do not let that spread, man. That you do not want that to go anywhere. Marrow looks clean, though it's always very hard to know for sure. There was not abnormal sugar update in the marrow. I don't have any of the unfavorable symptoms like night sweats or weight loss or lack of appetite, and sometimes Hodgkin's can get very clumpy and form a big mass, which they call bulky disease, and I don't have that. All of that sets me at stage 2A non-bulky, which is about as good as it gets. Paths forward are either a pure chemo treatment or chemo and radiation, which will depend on a radiologist's assessment of how well they can avoid doing damage to my heart and lungs while still hitting the cancer in the areas around it. Feeling okay, just really hungover right now and a little nauseous and achy, and I do have the effing hiccups again. Also, thanks Elon for giving my verification back as the weirdest ever chemo side effect. Oh man, yeah. Guys, I'm pulling for Hank here. Again, you guys watching, the viewers, I think you guys all kind of feel like, yeah, man, there's somebody probably close to you or around you got affected by this stupid disease, and I am really, really, really hoping that Hank can pull through, man, because fuck cancer. And guys, finally, some other news, some things you probably need to know, kind of like other news type things that I'll just spitball for you really fast. Mr. Rex saying, hey there, Omni. Hey, how you doing? Hope you're having a relaxing weekend. Have you tried out the Street Fighter 6 beta? Yeah, if you guys don't know, Street Fighter 6, the most highly acclaimed fighting game to be coming out next month, did an open beta, and I was too busy this weekend to play it. I still need to get another stick that's going to work with this game on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation, and Xbox and everything like that. But yeah, I love fighting games. I will be playing Street Fighter 6. I need to organize my time better so that I can do the things that I want to do, but also kind of just work at the same time and make content for you guys. I need better time management in general, but I am super excited to play this game. I only want to be good enough in this game to beat everybody who's not a pro. Also, what you need to know, Wolf Phoenix letting me know that the PlayStation Showcase is happening on May 24th, 1 o'clock p.m. PT. That's in 2 days. That's on Wednesday. I think it's going to be like 30 or 40 minutes long. And yes, we will be streaming that bad boy and twitch.tv/InfernoOmni. I will see you guys there. People are excited for the news. They think that they're going to get some more Spider-Man news and probably some more Final Fantasy news. June, July, summer is going to be ridiculous because I think we got Final Fantasy. We got a lot of games ready to come out for Sony and just in general. So guys, I mean, we've already got Tears of the Kingdom right now and everyone's losing their mind playing that game. But yeah. Also, what you really need to know, but Queen Gracie said, you know, I gotta share it. That's right, guys. Futurama is returning with new seasons. You love to see it happen, but it's coming only on Hulu. You knew there had to be a catch. Starting July 24th. You knew there had to be. I'm so tired. Man, I feel like I have like so many subscriptions now. I have like a Netflix one. I got a Crunchyroll one. I got a Hulu one. I got a Disney one. I feel like I got. I think in the beginning when cable got removed, I was like, yay, this is great. But now I'm just like subscribed to so many things. I feel like at the end of the day, somebody is still getting me. I'm still getting got. I'm still paying too much money. So yeah, man, unless y'all got Hulu, if you can watch it, go over there. It's going to happen on July 24th. And finally, the Omni update, because I get this question like all the time, but they're like, hey, Omni, how are you doing? What anime are you watching? What games are you playing? Okay, yada, yada. Like, we care about you, Omni. We don't care about the news. We want to know how you're doing. I'm like, oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for the parasocial relationship question. I'm all right. I'm chilling. Some things could be better. Some things could be worse. I'm just trying to figure out how to make better content for you guys and do it better as well. But in terms of like anime, I'm watching a lot. I'm watching Hell's Paradise. I'm watching Yamada-kun level 999. I'm watching new Demon Slayer. I'm getting ready for Jujutsu Kaisen. There's a season 2 trailer that just came out that looks absolutely brilliant. I'm watching a lot of anime. I'm watching One Piece. One Piece just dropped one of the craziest episodes of all time. It was a fight between Zoro and somebody else. No spoilers, but oh my god, One Piece is so peak. If you're not watching One Piece, or Bro, you're missing out, okay? People who say, I don't want to watch One Piece because of the graphics, and watch it now, because the graphics are absolutely freaking crazy. There's a couple of the anime that I'm watching, specifically spring anime, like Mashle, I love Mashle. It's about this kid who's like Harry Potter world or whatever, but he's Rock Lee, or I don't know. But then there's one more anime, freaking Vinland Saga, aka Peak Saga, okay, which is so freaking good. Vinland Saga season 2, I've been absolutely loving. So yeah, that's kind of the anime that I've been watching recently. In terms of the games I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, but like actually, can I be honest with you guys? I am thoroughly enjoying Tears of the Kingdom, but I find myself in a place where when I'm playing it, I just keep like not playing it. Like I start the game up, right? And I'm in this big old world and I'm just running around. What do I do next? Do I do a main mission? Do I walk over there? Do I chop this tree? Should I get some more swords? Like, I don't know if it's just my brain, but I just go in there scattered brain with no direction, which you're kind of supposed to do. And I just interact with the environment. And after like an hour or two, I'm just like, I have accomplished absolutely freaking nothing. I have a hard time doing things in Zelda. I will literally spend 2 hours doing nothing in that game. And I find myself sometimes just floating in my headspace. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? But yeah, I'm enjoying Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm still early phase. I only think I just beat one temple. And yeah, that's it. But otherwise, I'm not playing any other games. I'm getting ready for Street Fighter 6. I was playing Darkest Dungeon 2. And yeah, that's kind of the game train. So that's the Omni update. Indy's asleep, so no Indy for now. And I'm doing all right. But thanks for asking. But that's the end of the video. Do me a favor. Drop a like if you made it this far. Just an attendance record. It lets me know like, hey, I got to the end. That means I made a decent video. It kind of helps me to know that I'm engaging with you guys. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll catch you guys, if not tomorrow, then Wednesday with some more news. I'm trying to put out more news videos more consistently because you guys keep asking for more. So I'm like, all right, let me try to do more. I'll catch you guys later. Y'all take it easy. I love y'all. Peace.